drilling to a god, bet it's nothing. Married to the baddest, got the Forbes list buzzing. Break a final form, that's the norm, got a dozen. Leader of my kin, always written, no discussion. Bunch of Mr. Satans in my city, steady bluffing. Yeah, training harder is a breeze. Jumping through the galaxy so you can call me Reed. Wishing I would end you, hit the crash and screaming please. Doesn't matter who you are, I'll bring you to your break through all that's lost and I will be forgotten. Pride, pain, past is torn and scarred, but I'll never fall apart. Prince blood with an attitude, power levels high, you and
Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, first and foremost, I want to give all honor and effort, praise, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakat Qadas.
Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule out teach well. And peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Pretty sincere Akim and Afa. Hey, shalom to y'all. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. All right, we are your brothers from Warriors for Yahweh Shai. My brother Malkia, I got the brother Anun with me out here in H-Town. Next to me, I got brother Gedalia, Warriors for Yahweh Shai over there in New York. All right, the title of the lesson, brace for impact. All right, brace for impact, because we can see that at any point, in the next, just speaking as a man, in the next 2-3 months, maybe 4 months, you can see a big change in our day-to-day lives. Supermarkets probably going to be shutting down. Businesses going to be shutting down. Lack of goods, that famine. All right. So because in the times we're coming into, right, this is not a time where you want to be fucking lukewarm. All right. You gotta stay on fire. You gotta keep putting in that work. Yeah, you gotta constantly be on your post as a watchman, okay? Gedalia, you wanna get that in Revelation?
Gone. Revelation 3.
You good? Go ahead.
You want me to start off 15?
Yeah, is it 15 and 16?
Gone.
Gone.
Revelation 3. One sec. Revelation 3, verse 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot.
All right, so our power knows who is sincere in this truth. Those who are really hot, those who are obsessed with being a servant, a prophet of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, and he knows those who are cold as fuck. All right, who's cold to this? Who's not really sincerity? Who's not really on fire for our power? All right, is that up?
Verse 16. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
So it's like for example, right? Let's say you want you want your food, like food that's supposed to be cooked. You want it warm. If someone's going to serve it to you cold, you want to spit that shit out, right? When you're drinking coffee, you want it hot, right? If not, you want to spit that shit out because it's not going to taste good. So that's what it's like when it comes to those who are a teacher, right? If you're cold as fuck, right? Our power is not going to want you. He's just going to spit you out, all right? He wants you to be well cooked, pretty much, all right? He wants you to be on fire so he can use you, okay? All right. So I'm gonna play this video, all right, real quick.
Houses with death and destruction, and the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower, and the heat that shall arise that shall be sent over thee. Because what China go get hit with thermonuclear missiles. So what the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower, and we seeing that right now. Because what? Ain't nothing being loaded up on them fucking ships. And this is matching prophecy. Let me grab this video. All right, and that's another point I wanted to hit. Because what? Ain't no food coming to America like that, man. All right, let me just go back. All right.
A lot of you have heard what's going on in Shanghai, China, with lockdowns, people jumping out their windows in apartment complexes, committing suicide because they're starving. I'm going to show you something else. This is marinetraffic.com. All those green dots are ships that are anchored. Here's Shanghai. All right, ready for this? Now we're going to go straight off the coast here. Look at that. Look at all those ships anchored. All over out there. They got it all shut down. You need to start paying attention to what's happening in the world. What hits there hits here, eventually. Have a good day.
All right, so we're gonna go back to the scriptures and match this with scripture. That's the job of the prophets. We supposed.
All right. So you see that, right? There's so many ships that have goods in it that's just out there on the coast. Just it's just left out there. No one is not occupying it, taking the goods off of it so it can be transported to these different places. All right. Because of what? You got that major shutdown in China, in Shanghai, right? You got many employees that's being fired, being let off their jobs. That's pretty much like truck drivers, forklift drivers, right? To take out the stuff from the connexes and then put the stuff onto into these connexes of the 18-wheelers, so the truckers can then deliver it. All right, it's a major domino effect that's happening. Okay, Gedalia, get that in Hebrews 10:23 and get Isaiah 33:6. Okay, then you're gonna get Revelation 2:25.
Hebrews 10, verse 23. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised.
Oh, so like, can you read it again?
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 23. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised.
All right, so let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wearying. And when you go into the word waver, right, it goes into become unsteady or unreliable. All right, so you can't let yourself become unstable in the times we coming into, because if you are unstable, right, when all hell break loose, you just gonna be running around bugged the fuck out. All right, that's why I wanted you to get Isaiah 33:6.
God. Isaiah 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, is his treasure.
So having the understanding of the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, right, the words in the Holy Bible, right, is going to prevent you from being is going to help you from being wavering, right, being unstable, spiritually, right. You're not going to be that steady rock during a very windy storm. All right, you're going to be stable. All right. So you can get that Revelation 2 and 25.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 2, verse 24 and 25. But unto you I say, and unto the rest in Thyatira, as many as have not this doctrine, and which have not known the depths of Satan, as they speak, I will put upon you none other burden. Verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come.
You get the other versions?
No.
The other version is much more English, and very simple to understand.
This is the Amplified Bible version of verse 24. But to the rest of you in Thyatira who do not hold this teaching, who have not explored and known the depths of Satan, as they call them, I place not other burdens on you. And this is also the NLT version. But I also have a message for the rest of you in Thyatira who have not followed this false teaching, deeper truths, as they call them, depths of Satan. Actually, I will ask nothing more of you.
All right, so those who are not taking heed to bug out doctrine, wacky-tacky Christian doctrine, Esau's philosophies, right? Any other so-called wisdom and knowledge, right? That's of this world, right? Right? Don't take heed to that. Why? Because go ahead. What's the next following scripture?
This is verse 25 in the NLT version. Except that you hold tightly to what you have until I come.
All right. So hold fast to the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the wisdom and knowledge that you have. Okay. Hold on to the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Hold on to the wisdom, knowledge, and the understanding you have. Hold on to the faith you have. Hold on to to our power. All right. Cleave on to Him with your whole heart, mind, body, and soul until He comes. Okay. All right. And for what? To prepare yourself to be able to grace for the upcoming impact. Okay. I wanted to play some videos, but this shit is actually fucking stupid. It's like a huge delay, but it is what it is. I'm gonna get first Thessalonians. All right, so the book of First Thessalonians, right, chapter 5, is titled here as "Be Ready for Yahweh's Return." Right? It says in chapter 5 in the beginning, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you." Verse 2, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai so cometh as a thief in the night." All right, so He's going to come unexpectedly. All right, even Jacob's trouble, right, when all hell break loose, is going to come unexpectedly. It's going to come without warning to those who are still asleep spiritually. All right, but for us, Lord willing, right, for those who are being those watchmen over Israel, we're constantly preparing ourselves to be able to brace for that impact. Okay, verse 3, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." All right, and when her water breaks, right, and she's ready to give birth, it comes unexpectedly. And when it does happen, she's just screaming, she's in pain. All right, all she can think about is trying to get the baby out of her, right? That's how it's going to be when people are catching pure fucking hell right here. All they're going to desire is to try to escape the trial, the tribulation, the hell, the judgment that's being brought upon them, but they're not going to be able to escape. Okay. All right. You got something, Gedalia?
I mean, I got Romans 12 and 11.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep, that's the spirit. I was thinking about that one. Get it.
One sec. Oh.
Take your time, no rush. No, literally, I'm not trying to be sarcastic.
No, you're good.
I'm just chilling. Take your time.
I got it. Here, let me see. Oh, it was. Oh wait. Khan. Yeah, Romans 12 verse 11. Oh, you want me to start from 10?
I think it's 10, if I'm not mistaken. Read it.
It says, "Be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love, and honor, preferring one another."
Mm-hmm.
Verse 11.
So pretty much, let brotherly love continue, like it says in Hebrews. I Hebrews 11:1. It's but let brotherly love continue. All right, especially the times we're coming into, when all hell break loose. That's all you really gonna have physically here on earth. When all hell break loose, physically, just the brothers. All right. So let brotherly love continue, right? And I think you mentioned like to serve one another, right? That's showing brotherly love when you're serving one another. Okay. All right, that's a sign of royalty. Only kings do that. Only kings are going to be able to understand that. All right, we got
Romans 12, verse 11. Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
So not slothful in business. And you read it earlier, what about being lukewarm, right? You cannot be slothful when you're in this truth, when you're serving Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Yes, you're gonna have days when you're low in the spirit, right? You're not as hot that day, right? But hey, it wouldn't hurt to do at least one lesson that day, right? Hey, that one lesson when you're feeling low in the spirit, it doesn't gotta be 30 minutes long, 45 minutes long. It could be a quick hitter, 15 minutes, 12 minutes, as long as you just straight to the point, and edify, feed the sheep. All right. So, like the elders be saying, you gotta be obsessed with it. All right. Even when you're in that lowly state, you gotta be obsessed with it. You still gotta find a way to feed the sheep. Let's say, for example, you had a dog before, right? Mm-hmm. There probably were days where you're like, yo, I'm tired as fuck. I don't want to get up and feed this dog. But you gotta do it, right? If you don't feed a dog, it's gonna fucking starve and die. All right. That's what it's like with the sheep, right? Those who who depends on the prophets, the teachers, to push out lessons. They're looking forward to get fed. We gotta feed them, okay? We gotta edify them, all right? Because of what? Real soon, that sudden impact, right? That sudden impact is going to hit a lot of people, and a lot of people are not going to be stable in those times because they weren't fed the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Not too long ago, yesterday, where USS, IS, they caught footage of chariots, huge ones, making their way towards over here. Okay, you got to be ready to prepare your mind to have actually seen chariots out here in public, up close and personal. And while that's going on, you also got to prepare yourself for the famine, right? And while the famine is going on, the upcoming blackout, right? It's gonna be like a purge-like society out here. Let's say the power outages happen in the summer, right? You're gonna be hot as fuck, right? You may not have AC at the time. You gotta prepare your mindset to live indoors with no AC, no power, right? You gotta prepare your minds for a lot of events that's gonna happen pretty much like in one time frame, okay? For what? Brace for impact. All right. So I'm gonna let Brother Noom get it. You got it. For those who haven't watched that video, you can it's a hot topic right now. You probably can find it anywhere. But I watched that short clip from Maccabees, servant of Yahweh Shai, that brother. I watched it on his page. You got it.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, and verse 15 and 16. For behold, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
So when you see those chariots here burning things up, destroying shit, right? That's showing to the world that our power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, is going to be angry. Okay, and it says the chariots are going to come like a whirlwind.
Yep.
Right. So whirlwind is like a storm, a hurricane, right? A cyclone. And what does it do? It destroys whatever is in its radius. Okay, and it always leaves behind it leaves behind a city, a place looking desolate, waste, right? Destroyed. You got it.
This is the NLT version. See, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is coming with fire, and his swift chariots roar like a whirlwind. he will bring punishment with fire.
He will bring punishment for fire. All right. He ain't coming back with that bygones, let's hug it out. Right? We're gonna duke it out. Nah, he's coming back to do what again? Read it.
He will bring punishment with fire, and the fury of his anger, and the flaming fire of his hot rebuke.
So with those prophecies that goes into judgment, like famine, being killed to store, destruction, herd-like society, fucking newly created creatures, Esau coming down with that great wrath with his blessing at its fullest, right? Beasts of the land are going to be eating people, right? And the list goes on, right? And also the turbulence, okay? Pestilences, right? Earthquakes. You got it.
This is verse 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai shall be many.
So that's how our power is going to plead with those who are not written in the book of life. The 2/3 of our nation and the other nations of their portion that's not going to be part of the first fruits to serve the beginning of the 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, right? They're all going to be plagued by being destroyed, all right? Not loved, no, destroyed, judged, punished, okay?
This is the NLT version. The Lord will punish the world by fire and by his sword. He will judge the earth, and many will be killed by him.
And many will be killed by him, all right? Very simple, straight to the point. And we saw that video, we saw that clip. It was very spiritual. All the sincere Akim that's in his truth, we can feel it, that the very return of Yahweh Shai is much sooner than we believe. With that scripture, it says, it's high time to awake out of sleep, that your salvation is much nearer than before, just paraphrasing. All right. Ever since, the brothers have saw that very clip, we see in the spirit, like, yeah, our salvation is literally much closer than we believe. All right. You saw that big ass cherry that like a fucking snowflake?
Oh yeah.
This makes you wonder how big that cherry is alone.
Man, they said it was probably like at least 10 times, 100 times bigger than that. So just imagine.
And if that is, was that the scripture says how that the cherry is gonna be so big that like that no one knows what's the beginning and the ending of the cherry. That's how big it is. All right, every eye is gonna be able to see it. All right, and so we touched on that. You got the famine's already here. It's gonna get worse. There's only enough supplies. Apparently, there's only enough supplies that can last for like the next 45 to like, let's say 60 days. Apparently, that's like the next 3-4 months. Like 4 months
2 to 3 months.
Right. So and then also keep your eyes open, be circumspect. All right. And then not only that is a shortage of food, water, supposed to be a shortage on gas, but a so-called shortage on electricity, which there's no such thing as a shortage on electricity. You get solar power from the sun. That's just this fucking devil just controlling everything, all right? Being fucking greedy, all right? But we can see that with this so-called electricity shortage, there's going to be a blackout at some point. And here in Texas, we already got hit with blackouts the past winter, in the summer for the heat wave, and now we're here in the summer again. And
it's supposed to be like another heat wave that's supposed to pass through here in Texas. So we can just imagine there's definitely going to be another blackout during the summertime. We see none of that.
That's why Gedalia, get that the book of Exodus, chapter 10, verse 21 to 23.
Exodus, chapter 10, verse 21. And the Lord, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt.
Darkness that may be felt. Now, one of the brothers had broke it down, and I was edified today. I'm like, damn, so that's what it really means, all right? When it says darkness that's going to be felt, that means that you're literally going to be witnessing a strange apparition. You're literally going to see ghost spirits. Pretty much the fourth dimension beings, those who are in the fourth dimension that you can't see here in the third dimension, you're going to be able to see them. You're going to be able to feel them, hear them. All right?
Isn't there a scripture that goes into that? It says he can use your delusions against you or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. Like I'll probably want to like use your fears against you, something like that, right? And also it's gonna be so dark that you can try to put your hand in your face, but you ain't gonna be able to see your hand coming close to your face. That's how dark it's gonna be as well. All right, you gotta get down.
Verse 22. And Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days.
Now, it's not so this upcoming darkness, this blackout, it's not going to just be just for 3 days. No, it could be 6 months, 7 months, a year. It's just for a complete number of a time frame where it's going to be a blackout. It's going to be dark out here. So don't be surprised where during Jacob's trouble, there's still a power outage. The fucking street, the damn street lights, the damn street signal light, the traffic signal light is still off, right? Gas station lights are still off. Anything that needs electricity to function, right, is still going to be off. Okay, even during Jacob's trouble, you gotta.
Verse 23, and they saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. For all the children of Israel had light in their dwelling. So it's going to be so dark out here that people are not going to be able to see each other. It's going to be so dark out here because, mind you, again, darkness that can be felt, which means people are going to be seeing strange apparitions. They're gonna come. They're gonna have close encounters with ghost-like images, like phantom, right? Strange apparitions. Okay, and not only that, it's going to be all hell breaking loose, like a purge-like society going on because it's dark out there. So people are going to be afraid to step out of their dwelling place because they're seeing shit, they're hearing things, they're seeing and hearing things that's putting fear into them. Okay, all right. And it says that, but all the children of Israel, so the elect, the believers, those who are in the book of life, right? Don't be surprised where only your place of dwelling managed to still have light, electricity. You can still, your refrigerator is still cold. You can still use a stove. You can still take a shit and flush it, take a piss and flush it, right? You still have the things that the people of this world take for granted, right? Having a roof over your head, having water to drink, to shower in, right? So Lord willing, we will still have, those things when there's a complete blackout out here, when all hell breaking loose, okay?
No, Lord willing.
All right, you got something to bring up?
I got this.
Come.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9, verse 1 and 2. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently.
And how does the watchman of Israel, the servant of the prophets, measure the time diligently? By being a watchman, right? And how are you being a watchman? You're watching news, you're reading articles, and when you do come across when you're watching news, you're reading articles, you're taking precepts that goes into that news report. You're taking precepts that goes with this article, and you're connecting the dots. And the prophecies that connect with these articles and these news reports, it's like your measuring stick, and it lets you know where you're at in prophecy. Okay, it gives exactly. It gives like a rough estimate where you're at. That's how you measure the time diligently. Okay.
Measure thou time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. Verse 2.
Oh, so like it says, it says, and when thou, you, right? The believers, right? The prophets, the servants of the prophets, right? When thou see is part of the signs past. So when you start seeing prophecies being fulfilled, right, past, then what? Go ahead.
Then shall thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
So when you start seeing prophecies being fulfilled, then you know that that is the very time that Yahweh Shemel Shai has spoke about about that prophecy. Like, for example, we can see famines growing, right? We're already in the beginnings of sorrows, right? We're already seeing the love of many waxing colder and colder, right? We're constantly hearing wars and rumors of wars. We're constantly hearing pestilences. Like it's like a new disease, a virus, like almost every week, right? You see these damn devils decreeing more unrighteous decrees, right? Every time when you're seeing prophecy being fulfilled, or you can see that a prophecy is about to be fulfilled, then that's when you know that Yahweh Shemel Shai has spoke. He has spoke about it. Okay, so that's about it. Did you want to bring something out there, Dalia? We were to close out.
I don't got nothing right now.
No, hey, that's fine. Hey, no, we just want to get straight to the point with the lesson. You know, there's no need to beat a dead horse. All right, brace for impact, right? Because we can see it at any moment, right? It could be a power outage, all hell breaking loose. People gonna start losing their jobs. Second lockdown, right? Constantly be circumspect, be patient, and just constantly doing your job. Just keep doing your job as a watchman of Israel. All right, constantly be a prophet. Just keep prophesying. All right. All right. So Lord willing, bless was edifying. All right, we want to close out by blessing the names of our power and giving the much due all praise, honor, and glory to the names of our power. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh Shai,
Hoshai,
Bahashim,
Bahashim,
Kakadash,
Kakadash,
Kol Halayim,
Kohalayim,
La
Abanawa,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashim,
Bahashim,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai,
Bahashim,
Bahashim,
Kakadash.
Kakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who we want to teach you of. Much due respect to the Akim who are laboring the work. Shalom to you believers, to the Akim wa Aqua, to be brothers and sisters who subscribe to the truth. And as always, we like to end it with what? DTA, Abba Basu. Alright, Kwam Yasharala. Alright, on to the next lesson. Lord willing, you was edified, you was fed. Alright, stay circumspect. Alright, be prepared to brace for impact. Alright, Shalom.